I got my guys next to me. 2-5. Don't leave me hanging. I swear, the rule number one is do not leave me hanging.
But I don't do the left hand, though.
Rules of thumb. The rule of thumb on this show, just don't leave your boy hanging. I got my guys here. We got to talk about the huge matchup of the weekend, the Dallas Cowboys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's really a rematch of last year's Thursday night game. But to get things going, we got to break down some of the categories for y'all so you can know what to talk about on Sunday. Which matchups, who's going to win, what matchup. Let's start with the quarterback, most important position on the field. Dak Prescott, Tom Brady. Who has the edge in that matchup, 2-5?
I don't want to waste your time or the fans' times. He knows. This is great. Cowboy guy said.
You're setting me up to be a homer, and I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not going against Tom Brady.
Right.
Tom Brady.
Big guy.
Tom Brady. Easy money. Tom Brady.
I won't waste their time. You already said. I won't even waste the world's time.
So that one's easy. Tom Brady's going to win that matchup. That's easy money. Moving on to the coaches. Who has the edge when it comes down to the coach? But before we get to that, remember, Todd Bowles, first-time coaching since he was the head coach for the New York Jets. Third-time head coaching. Mike McCarthy. Yeah. Who has the edge?
All right, you're setting me up again. Look,
set up.
It's not so much an endorsement of McCarthy. He's got the better resume, and his staff is more intact. Todd Bowles just took over for Bruce Arians. All of McCarthy's coordinators are back. I'll take the Cowboys coaching.
Wow.
Cowboys coaching staff.
Bruce Arians is still involved, believe me. And first of all, well, McCarthy.
Give me Dan Quinn, and I'm good. That's really.
The only thing about McCarthy, though, right, is if you can't manage the clock management, you can't do that as a head coach.
It's a rule of thumb.
You can't be a good coach.
I feel you, big dog.
Come on, man.
I feel you, big dog.
Know when to call a timeout, brother. Please.
I hear you.
You don't know when to call a timeout.
You're not.
Stop playing. Top Bowles.
Throw him up there, throw him up there, throw him up there. Okay, now we have to move on to the running back room. Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, Jerry Jones says they're both number ones. Who got the edge?
I mean, I love my guy Lenny, LSU, obviously, but it's the Cowboys. It's one of the best tandems in the league. Zeke and Pollard? Yeah, all day.
I'll give him this. First of all, playoff Leonard is better than both of them, too. Let's get that straight. only difference is it's two of them. So I'll give this one to the Cowboys. But playoff Lenny can hold his own, though.
Playoff Lenny's a beast.
Interesting. Okay, we got to get to the wide receiving core. I have to discuss it. I hope it's obvious to all America. Mike Evans, Tampa, CeeDee Lamb, Dallas. Who's winning the wide receiver?
Easy one.
It should be Dallas if Amari Cooper was still there.
If
Shouts out Cowboys. That's y'all's.
nuts.
That's y'all's call. It's Tampa. It's Tampa. They got Mike.
Easy
Godwin might be
money.
back. Yeah.
Easy money.
Listen, brother,
Tampa, where you?
I don't do no ifs. If I had my abs still, I could have had 100 yards last night for the Rams. So listen, anyway.
You look like you still don't.
I'm getting a little in the money. I'm going to be back. Shady McCoy style. Anyway, real quick. Wide receivers. I talked to Lenny Fournette today, right before the show. He told me Julio Jones is back.
There we go.
So Godwin, Mike Evans, and Julio, that's an easy one to the Bucs.
Easy one. This one is not so easy. Defensively, Micah Parsons, beast. Levante David, Devin White, beast. Who got the edge on defense?
Be honest.
I'm going to be very honest. It's the Dallas Cowboys. That's the identity. That is the identity of this team.
What?
Reigning Defensive Rookie of the Year, NFL interceptions leader. People forget that DeMarcus Lawrence is an all-pro himself. This is a stacked defense.
Yeah, years ago.
Shout out my guy, J-Ron Hurst. Should have been a Pro Bowler last year. Wasn't. Should be. Maybe this year.
I got to hear what you got to say.
You're
right. Dave, you done gave us a shoulda. You gave us a if.
I mean, this guy.
Okay, give me
reality.
Give me Parsons, Diggs, and Lawrence, and I'll figure out the rest.
Okay? Hold on. I will say this now. Parsons, Harrisburg guy. I'm from Harrisburg. He's a beast.
You have to claim the Cowboys if you claim
But it's
Micah.
all not about Parsons. If you look at the Bucs defense, not the backers, it's the defense, right? They got solid corners. They got two outstanding linebackers. And then up front are beasts with Shaq Barrett. And then you got Vita in the middle.
Yeah.
They get scary. So I'm going with the Bucs again.
Scary hours on defense. Okay, Lash, you know it's all about the vibes, baby. Dallas Cowboys, America's team. But they do get down in Tampa Bay. Dave, where you at?
I mean, the vibes in Dallas are off right now. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, man. Look, Tampa still got the Super Bowl shine from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Tampa. I'm not even mad about that.
Okay. I think the only one for the Cowboys is this one. I mean, come on now. The games in Dallas, the big star, playing a big star, every player loves to go to the big star. So I'll give it to Dallas. You know, they got a cool
nice
owner.
stadium. Yeah.
You know what I mean? In Jerry's world. So I'll give it to the Cowboys, the only one.
Vibe check. Okay, y'all. We had enough talk breaking down the conversation about the matchups, but now we got to get to the nitty-gritty. Bring Joy Taylor into this one because the real question at hand is Who needs the win more? Is it the Bucs or is it the Cowboys? Joy, what you thinking? What you thinking?
Emmanuel, I think that the Cowboys need this win more than the Bucs. Now, that's mostly because I'm going to just enjoy watching Tom Brady's final year in the NFL. Dave just walked through my shots, all good. We just figured it out around here. This final year in the NFL, I think we all can agree that this is probably going to be his last year and Tom Brady's going to retire. The Dallas Cowboys have a lot at stake. We've talked extensively about their offseason, about who they've lost. Mike McCarthy's already in the hot seat. This is way bigger a season for the Dallas Cowboys than I think we really are giving it credit for. Dak has to step up tremendously this year. They have a very depleted wide receiver room, I should say. So I think the Cowboys need this win more than the Bucs do. And what I really want to see from the Cowboys, early in the season is clean football. They were a disaster with penalties last year. The most penalized team last year. They tied a playoff record for the most penalties in a postseason game last year. That's a lot on coaching as well. It can't all be on players. So to me, what I want to see from the Cowboys is not only a win to start the season, but I want them to be clean early in the season.
If Dak Prescott can have as much poise,
he said coaching, right? If he talked about a million flags.
Wow.
Sorry, Joy. Thank you, Joy. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Woo.
Look, if Dak can have as much poise as Joy did as Dave walked through her camera shot.
I made it back. I'm sorry, Joe.
I think they're going to be in good hands. Dave, once again, you cover the Cowboys. The last 10 years, you spent literally every day inside that locker room, inside that training facility. How desperately do they need this win? Who needs it more, Cowboys, Bucs?
I think the Bucs need it more. To be
What?
Yeah, you heard what I said. I say it with more bass.
Say it with your chest.
I think the Bucs need it more.
Why?
Honestly, again, like I break it down. Like I'm looking at the schedule, man. That's really for me. We're trying not to overreact to Bills-Rams, right? Like we're not going to overreact too much to Week 1. But what happens after that? Cowboys go Bucs-Bengals, but then it softens up a little bit. You got some division games. Yeah. This first month of the season for Tampa?
It's ugly.
Brutal.
Ugly.
They go Cowboys, then they go at Saints, who they have struggled with the whole time that Tom has been there. They do not have an answer for the Saints unless it's the playoffs. Fair. Then they got Packers and Chiefs. That is a murderer's row. Like they need to win Week 1, or else you're talking about being in some serious trouble when you come out of September.
But if you start the season, Dallas, with 2 losses, they're already asking Mike McCarthy about his job. If you go 0-2,
that's very fair.
It's going to be mayhem in Dallas. If the Bucs start 0-2, there are going to be some questions, but the sky isn't going to be falling.
I'm counting on, again, like they get a game against the Giants. They get a game against the Commanders. They get a game against the Eagles, who they do very well against, in case you weren't familiar. They get to play NFC East teams. Like, they got a chance to build back. That's all I'm saying.
Shady, who needs this win more, man? Cowboys or Bucs?
It has to be Dallas. It has to be Dallas. First of all, the game's in Dallas. Who wants to play there? Everybody wants to play in Dallas. And then if they go 2-0 or 0-2 like you said, Joy, Sean Payton will come to the interviews, right? He'll just come to the interviews. Hey, how's everybody doing there? You already know the writing's on the wall. So they got to get this win. Tom Brady, if he loses this game, it's like, he'll be okay. It's Tom Brady and the Bucs where the owner for Jerry Jones is calling his quarterback out every other week. So it's an issue.
I don't know that Sean Payton can go to the interviews. I think he works at Fox now, so that might be problematic. I think that the Cowboys need it more for this reason. Dave, oftentimes, you know people that you're just pessimistic. Y'all got those pessimistic friends, just pessimistic people. Yeah. One bad thing happens, and they're like, it's going to be a terrible day. Yep. You overslept your alarm. Calm down. It's going to be all right. If the Cowboys lose the opener, I think that's what's going to happen in Dallas. I only covered the Cowboys for 2 years. We worked together for 2 years inside the Star, so I don't have nearly the depth of knowledge that you do. But in my 2 years, I noticed, like, one loss in Dallas feels like 10.
At home,
One loss in Dallas doesn't feel like a normal loss. One loss feels like 10. And if you're the Cowboys and you already have an inclination it's going to be a bad season, and you lose in the opener against the Bucs, and Tom Brady missed 50% of training camp. If you can't beat Tom Brady missing 50% of practice, you never will. I think it's real dire in Dallas, Dave.
To be fair, yeah, of course it is. I think Mike McCarthy's coaching for his job this year. Like, I absolutely do. I completely believe that. It is dire times in Dallas. I think just, again, we get wrapped up in Week 1. You know, you're trying to crown a Super Bowl champion after a Thursday night game. It's fun. I get it. The season's 20 weeks long at the end of the day. I think Dallas has plenty of time to rebound. And honestly, like I said at the board, the vibes are bad in Dallas. I don't think a lot of people outside of the locker room expect them to win this game anyway.
Okay, if we don't expect them to win, Joy, you've talked a little bit about what you need to see from the Cowboys. Can you narrow it in on Dak Prescott for me for a second? What do you need to see from Dak? We've recently heard limited in practice with an ankle injury, the same ankle/foot that he fractured a year and a half ago. What do you need to see from Dak Prescott this game to give you hope?
I want to see a lot of poise from Dak Prescott, which is what I expect to get. Dak is a guy he never gets too high, he never gets too low, and that's what I really love about him. It's an intangible, I think, that you really have to have if you're a franchise quarterback. I can't do hysterical men. It's not for me. I like when the emotions, you got to calm down. You got to take a deep breath. I don't like when people get out of themselves, and Dak is never that. Whether it's a chaos or whether it's great, he's always the same and just brings the energy where he needs to. So this is a big year, as I said, and a lot is going to be put on his shoulders, as it should be. He's being paid. He's the franchise quarterback. He's going to have to elevate them. I don't think he should have to carry them, but I do think he should elevate them.
So, Shady, I know you disagree with Joy because I've heard you say it before, and I will start for you. I need to see Dak elevate the Cowboys. Not even just like help. I need to see him carry them, elevate them, lift them, any word you say. I need to see Dak make Noah Brown better. I need to see Dak make Jalen Tolbert. I need to see Dak make Jalen Tolbert from South Alabama, if not North Alabama. I need to see him make him better. I need to see Dak make Tony Pollard, who's going to play much more of the receiver position. That's word on the street in Dallas. I need to see him make him better. I need to see Dak Prescott do what Russell Wilson did for so many years. Who was Doug Baldwin, America? Who was Jermaine Kearse, America? Who was Tyler Lockett, America? Exactly. You didn't know coming out of college. But all of a sudden, there's $60 million receivers, Tyler Lockett. There are multiple-time Pro Bowlers, Doug Baldwin. They're big-time catch makers, Jermaine Kearse. I need to see Dak Prescott make some Cowboys no-names into big names immediately. Shady, what do you need to see?
I agree with you. Wow, that was well said, brother. Yeah, like you talked about, Dak, hey, he's the big-time quarterback in Dallas. We got to see. He got all the money, right? It's time for you to put your team on your shoulders. A lot of times with other quarterbacks, they get paid. We expect great results. It's time to see some results. So I second behind what you said. You said it a lot better than I just did, but I do need to see some results from Dak.
Dave, last question, final thought. If the Cowboys win, but the offense plays terribly, say Micah Parsons strip sack score, Trayvon Diggs pick six, DeMarcus Lawrence strip sack, Cowboys recover it, get into the end zone. If the Cowboys win, but the offense plays terribly, what will the emotional state inside the locker room be?
A win against Tom Brady is a win against Tom Brady. The Dallas Cowboys have never beaten him, by the way. He's 6-0 across his entire career. Yeah, so
that's why. No.
You're not apologizing for a win against Tom Brady.
That's why you're on the show, Dave Helman, because I had no idea about that.
And that's why you don't like Tom Brady.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw this. That's it.
Stop it.
Okay, now I know why you don't like Tom Brady. I would hate him too.
Great revelation. Okay, they win, but the offense doesn't play well. You still worried? Is Cowboys still worried?
No, because I said that at the board. Like, I think you have to change your idea of who the Cowboys are. Like, if they're going to have the season that they want to have, it's going to be the defense doing stuff like that. And, I mean, y'all are totally right. Dak does need to elevate his team. The offensive line is a mess.
Yeah.
The receiver core behind CeeDee Lamb is nothing to get excited about, at least until Michael Gallup comes back. The offense is probably going to take some lumps, at least for the first month of the season. So it's going to be a little bit, at least, on the defense to do that. So if that happens, I say, hell yeah, Dan Quinn, that game plan worked to perfection, baby. Let's go.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.